Ciao, hi, hey, hello guys. I'm just going to check I'm live on Facebook as well. Ciao, hi, hey, hola amigos. It's your boy M.K.S here back with another video. I've got to admit, I've been really stressed today and tired. I don't know why. I'm not sure if it's psychological because I've been trying to do all these videos and think of ideas, and I've been struggling to think of ideas for this. Um, and I suppose lacking the confidence or worry about repeating myself as I normally do. Um, I'm trying to think of new ideas and answer a call because my mum's friend was in my room trying to sort my windows out, but I'm very particular about my stuff being moved or people going in my room, partly due to my hoarding and partly because it's my personal space. But I don't like people moving my stuff and all that kind of stuff. I'm very particular with it. So I'm not sure if that had an effect on my diet or the weather or whatever. It seems to be a theme this month. But anyway, I'm feeling a lot better now. But please post up any positive comments in the comment section, either on Facebook and YouTube. I really appreciate that to encourage me. Obviously, especially if you like my videos or you just want to be nice or whatever. But yeah, I'm just trying to get my brain working. But I was thinking like I've been feeling like really lightheaded and that kind of thing. And I don't know. I just feel like I shouldn't really be stressing, but I guess I overthink or whatever. But trying to work out why I feel like really lethargic. I guess I didn't get to go for my granddad now, which I normally go for as well, because my mum's friend was working in my room. So yeah. Anyway, today I want to focus on. I was thinking of doing like trying to finish this and then do like the Black Trillionaires network, which I was talking about last week on the 17th, which I didn't get around to. But I think I'm going to do that on Thursday. And at one point, I was thinking of like combining the two. So rather than doing so many videos, I just would combine the two. So like talking about black billionaires and if there were any trillionaires in the future. And to be honest, the millionaire, billionaire, the black millionaire, black billionaire, and black trillionaire networks, the ideas as such, if they ever came to fruition, if they ever worked, I guess would be pretty much the same thing. But they, before I move on to the list, I'll just say they would be very pedantic, if that's the right word. So they would, in order to join like the millionaires version, you would have to be both black and a millionaire. In order to join the billionaires version, you would have to be both black and a billionaire. And if there were any in the future, it'd be hard to see there being any more than like 5 or 10, maybe 20 or 30 or 40 at a push. Black people who could become trillionaires in the next 10 or 20 years if the world's still around at that time. Be interesting, I think, but it's just like I was thinking that was just for a bit of fun and imagination. But I thought I'd put the ideas out there. I'd love to have 10% of the equity, jumping ahead of myself. But although I'm not black myself, I'd be the only non-black and non-millionaire, billionaire or trillionaire member respectively as the founder. But anyway, here goes. So number one, I'd love to get these ideas put into practice sometime, preferably ASAP. So I dream that one day there would be a black millionaires network and a black billionaires network, and maybe even a black trillionaires network in the future. I'll dream to that, as they say. Number two, point number two, I think it'd be cool if they learn from each other, which I talked about with the millionaires version and the trillionaires version. I think as well as investing together and pooling money and resources together, a big thing would be to learn from each other. I suppose they'd all know how to make money, so they could all learn different things from each other and like learn about different industries and things like go into different industries and things like that. So I think it would be quite interesting to see what they could achieve. I'd also love to learn about lists of black millionaires and triple billionaires, and I'd love for people to share their opinions about whether you think a network like this could work. Could a network of black people, in this case, black billionaires working together, could it work? Could it be somewhere where they do pull money and resources together? I guess the only way to find out would be to try, I guess. But could there be a way to market it and a way for them to join and think, yeah, we could achieve even more by working together and by pooling our money and resources together? But yeah, I'd love to learn from different people's ideas and suggestions and whatnot. And I think it'd be interesting for people to learn about Black Billionaires for Black History Month and for them to inspire others and teach and train others. I'm sure there was something I was going to say earlier, but I guess I've forgotten it. So I'm going to move on to number 3. I've been saying for point number 3, I think about freedom. I'd love for, in this case, like say, like billionaires to network together and be able to, as I said, pull money and resources together and be able to maybe even monopolize industries, uh, be able to privatize industries, monopolize industries, and to benefit together and have lower taxes, even maybe be tax exempt, and maybe in return, like the money they save in taxes. I'd love for black and minority people and POC to be tax exempt more generally, and the money they save could go back into their communities. So it could be even like black billionaires would be offered tax exemptions and told that money they save. So let's say a black billionaire has 1 billion a year. Let's say hypothetically, let's say they earn 1 billion a year, and this person pays 50 million tax or sorry, 500 million tax or whatever. That money could be saved instead and put into a trust fund or something, some sort of account which could be reinvested into the black community. And that's just an example, but it could be at any scale. And hopefully they would earn a lot more by working together. I'd love for the brand. I talked about like I'd love for the millionaire version to be worth billions, and the billionaire version to be worth trillions. And I suppose it'd be hard to see a trillionaire version being worth quadrillions, but they could invest in things like healthcare, education, oil, gas, silver, coal, gold, diamonds, jewelry, gems, rare gems, AI apps, and all sorts of different things, robotics or whatever, and hopefully multiply their monies, but also hopefully help a lot of other people. Number 4, as I say, this is mainly just for a bit of fun, and I'd love to be able to trademark, protect the idea, as I say, and have like 10% of the equity. Jumping ahead of myself again, but I would love to put it into practice, though, even though it would be a bit of fun. But I guess part of me thinks, for risk of sounding like a fool, like part of me thinks, would I regret more, like on my deathbed, if you like, or when I get older? I'm old enough, I know, but I might not act old. But would I regret not giving it a go, and then think what could have been, or could I have tried that, or would I regret more? Like looking a bit like a fool, maybe, people say that's a stupid idea or whatever, or it never happening, but at least I gave it a go, I guess. One thing I was going to say is I'm still being a bit rebellious. I know I've mentioned recently I don't want to wear my glasses, but in March I'm going to restart wearing them, but they do feel a bit uncomfortable because I get uncomfortable very quickly, and for someone who's quite lazy I get bored very quickly as well. But moving on, number 5, as I say, my main goal would be to have 10% of the equity of all these what I call billionaire networks. I'd love to find a way to trademark, protect them for these sort of networks, and maybe I'm being naive as ever, but I'd love to know people's opinions. Hopefully you won't be too harsh, as I say, but I welcome all comments as ever. But yeah, I'd love to donate to what I call my 5 causes of benefiting the town football: Celtic, libertarianism, people from former colonies, also anti-war projects, if I'm honest, and also I hope that won't mean that certain people will try and stop the idea because they want to profit from more, basically, if I'm honest. But yeah, and also tackling poverty and alleviating suffering. As I say, I'll try and be as honest as possible. But so let's say if this network did get set up and was worth trillions and all that kind of thing, and I had 10% of the equity, that would be at least 100 billion or more, and like 20 billion or more to each of these 5 causes. That would be pretty hard to imagine, but it'd be pretty cool if it happened. But also, I'd feel like either quite cool coming up with the idea, quite proud of it, I guess, and be a bit, as I say, it'd be a bit of fun, hopefully. But yeah, achieving something which I often say is quite ironic for someone like me, who hasn't achieved much. But yeah, I'm not that materialistic, so I would donate that money donate that money overseas. I would donate that money to those 5 causes, but hopefully it would benefit the black community as well. Like those billionaires could inspire others, invest in other black people to fund their own businesses, especially young people, and hopefully create a positive chain. I think of like the opposite to a vicious circle. more positive circle. So it would continue to generate wealth for the black community, generate money and wealth for the black community. Number 6, I would say I'd love to make Italian football investable, and maybe like black billionaires could invest in Italian football, maybe to thank me for coming up with the idea if it helped them to make more money. I know it's got to be what's in it for them, and hopefully they'll work as hard as necessary. But point number 7, as smart as possible. I've got to admit, like, I would love to, although I'd give my money away, I'd love to find easy ways to make money. I know I've talked about that before, but I'd love to find easy ways to make money. And I suppose people say it's got to be hard working and it's got to be long, it's got to take long, and you've got to be patient. Something like hard work and patience are 2 things I don't really have. If patience is a virtue, it's certainly not one I possess. I suppose some people say you've got to be impatient on your actions and with your actions and patient with your results, unfortunately, which is probably the opposite to how I am. I like things to just happen, just work, but unfortunately life doesn't work like that. I sometimes think, like, my God, why does it have to be everything that tastes nice and feels nice is or good is bad for you? And also hard work on that. You've got to work hard and do things I don't like doing, like read and things like that. But initially I came up with the idea for this actually Billionaires version, and this is the black Billionaires version of that. So yeah, I wanted to focus on the black version for February, for Black History Month. But yeah, I think even just having a list of black billionaires would inspire many people. And I wonder if they work together, could they make life easier for each other? I'd also love to encourage them to invest in Celtic. I'd love for Celtic to be as investable as possible. Number 8, it'd be interesting to see what they could achieve, and hopefully they can inspire and encourage each other. And again, hope it inspires and encourages more black people to achieve. Number 9, I guess if I thought about my own personal priorities for this, it would be to have like 10% of the equity, and also, I suppose for it to work and to be worth maybe even trillions, and to have 10% of the equity, and also to support my 5 causes, but also to empower the black community as well. And I guess it's, as I say, it's got to be what's in it for them. So I would hope it would give them more opportunities, including to make more money and to network with others and to be part of a group of like-minded people, many of them in business who would, most of them I guess in business, who could inspire each other. Although I guess I was thinking, like, there are people in the entertainment industry who might not necessarily run a business but are worth billions, so to speak. Well, I said that with a Millionaires version, but I suppose almost all billionaires are in business in some way, I guess. When I think about it, like, even the music and movie industries are industries, after all. And number 10, hopefully, again, it will inspire young people and they can invest in more young black entrepreneurs and that kind of thing. And hopefully, hopefully they can support more young black people to run their own businesses and even become millionaires or even billionaires, and support black YouTubers, TikTokers, entrepreneurs, business owners, CEOs, MDs, chairwomen, and whatnot. I take things literally. Again, I probably mentioned this point before, but technically, I guess it's a female equivalent is a billionaires, but I say billionaires, but you could say in brackets Andrew or billionairesses or whatever, billionaires/billionairesses. Anyway, on that note, again, I hope it will inspire young people, and I'd love to know what you think, whether you think it could inspire young people if something like this was up and running, or even like a list of black billionaires in the future. I'd love to do like help to read about and raise a profile of black billionaires and triple billionaires, and I'm out.